الشراكة مع راديو بتعني التعامل مع مجتمعات على مستوى الشعبي. رسالتك حتوصل للمستمعين في مواقع مختلفة مما يعزز التفاعل.
Live from Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, good morning. This is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. The special court trying suspended first Vice President Dr. Riek Machar will today examine a defense objection challenging its jurisdiction and the claim that its formation violates the Constitution. Activist Edmond Yakani has voiced concerns that the ongoing trial of Dr. Riek Machar is disrupting daily life in the city, citing security deployments, market closures, and the suspension of exams at the University of Juba. And elsewhere, Malawi's former president, Peter Mutharika, has taken a comfortable lead in the country's presidential race, with 2/3 of districts having reported provisional results. These stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin with me, Lasuba Memo, and now the news in detail. The special court trying suspended first Vice President Dr. Riek Machar will today examine a defense objection challenging its jurisdiction and the claim that its formation violates the Constitution. The presiding judge, James Salala, has said the trial centers on a violent incident earlier this year in Nasir, Upper Nile State, in which over 250 government soldiers were reportedly killed. Dr. Machar and his co-accused faced charges including treason, conspiracy to rebel, murder, and crimes against humanity. On Tuesday, the defense team renewed its objection to the jurisdiction of the special court, arguing that the court's formation violates the country's constitution and should not proceed with hearing the case. According to lead defense counsel Dr. Gary Raimondo, the charges stem from a ceasefire violation, an issue he argued that should fall under the mechanisms outlined in the 2018 revitalized peace agreement rather than be tried in a criminal court. The prosecution, however, dismissed the objection as unfounded and submitted a 14-page response supported by appendices, asserting that the special court established by the President of the Supreme Court operates within the confines of the transitional constitution. Disputes also arose during the session over the involvement of legal representatives for victims of the Nasir violence. The defense argued these lawyers should not be part of the prosecution team, a claim also rejected by the prosecution. The case continues today, with the court expected to rule on the defense jurisdictional challenge before any further proceedings. Activist Edmond Yakani has voiced concerns that the ongoing trial of Dr. Riek Machar is disrupting daily life in the city, citing security deployments, market closures, and the suspension of exams at the University of Juba. Yakani, the executive director of the Community Empowerment for Progress organization, pointed to the significant economic impact of holding the court at Freedom Hall. He noted that even a few hours of disruption caused these businesses to lose profits, affecting citizens who rely on their daily income. Yakani appealed to the country's leadership to find a solution that allows people to continue trading. Yakani also brought to attention the disruption for students at the University of Juba, whose exams were suspended due to the court proceedings. He urged the leadership to consider the implications of the court's decision on the lives of ordinary citizens, including students and traders, as well as the restrictions on movement on Bus City roads. Meanwhile, former Vice-Chancellor of the University of Juba, John Akech, is urging the Judicial Committee to relocate the ongoing trial of Dr. Riek Machar and his co-accused, citing severe disruption to public life and university activities in central Juba. In a Facebook post on Tuesday, Professor Akech criticized the selection of Freedom Hall, saying the court trial has caused massive traffic disruptions and blocked access to public services, businesses, and educational institutions. Akech urged the Judicial Committee to move the court proceedings to a less congested part of the city, recommending areas such as New Side or Luri. The Commissioner of Ju River County in Western Bahar El Ghazali State has called on local communities to refrain from violence and promote peaceful coexistence with neighboring states as the dry season approaches. Commissioner Santino Manuta Kech, addressing residents of Alelton, a border area neighboring Warab State near Kwajok Town, said maintaining peace is important, especially during the dry season when intercommunal tensions and criminal activity tend to rise. He assured the community that any existing disputes would be addressed through dialogue and called on all community members, including chiefs, youth, and women, to avoid getting involved in any form of conflict. Commissioner Ketch also called for peaceful relations with other neighboring communities, including Apuk, Tony, Northern Bahr El Ghazal State, and Yambio in Western Equatoria. In addition to his peace message, Ketch raised concerns over illegal logging activities allegedly carried out by individuals from Warab State within Ju River County territories. He said Alur, Payam, Rockroch, Dong, and Alelton are the most affected areas. Local sources have confirmed ongoing complaints about unregulated logging in the area, often involving external actors and allegedly facilitated through informal agreements with local chiefs. Ju River County has in the past experienced periodic tensions linked to natural resource exploitation, land disputes, and cross-border conflicts, particularly during the dry season. This is iRadio Morning News, and now to the international scene. Malawi's former president Peter Mutharika has taken a comfortable lead in the country's presidential race, with two-thirds of districts having reported provisional results. The 85-year-old has received around 66% of the valid votes counted so far, with his closest rival, the incumbent Lazarus Chakwera, 70, trailing on around 24%. Results declared so far indicate that Mutharika has won in areas known to be Chakwera's strongholds, including the capital Lilongwe and Kotakota. But Chakwera's camp has not given up, saying that once results are declared from other areas, his vote will increase and he could force a runoff. Finally, the Eswatini government has said a Jamaican man deported from the U.S. to Eswatini under President Donald Trump's tough new immigration rules has been sent on to his home country. Orval Isaac Etoria, 62, was voluntarily repatriated at the weekend and was warmly welcomed by members of his family. But his treatment has been condemned by the Legal Aid Society of New York, which says Etoria came to the U.S. as a child and had lawful permanent resident status there for decades. This is iRadio Morning News, and to end this bulletin, here's a recap of the headlines. The special court trying suspended first Vice President Dr. Riek Machar will today examine a defense objection challenging its jurisdiction and the claim that its formation violates the Constitution. Activist Edmond Yakani has voiced concerns that the ongoing trial of Dr. Riek Machar is disrupting daily life in the city, citing security deployments, market closures, and the suspension of exams at the University of Juba. Malawi's former president Peter Mutharika has taken a comfortable lead in the country's presidential race, with two-thirds of districts having reported provisional results. That's the end of iRadio Morning News. If there's a story or an event you'd like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message at +211 925 287 870. It's also a WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page iRadio, subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for the news in Arabic at 8 o'clock. I'm Lasuba Memo. Thank you for listening.